Today, we will discuss about how we as a Perkeso, Social Security Organization in Malaysia, transform and manage our disability case management in Malaysia. So we'll be looking at how Perkeso using AI, artificial intelligence, in enhancing our case management in Malaysia process. All right. So next. Okay. So before we dive into this presentation and some technical stuff, so let's start with the basic first. Can we? So basically, I provide a brief overview of Perkeso, focusing on the Return to Work program. So basically, Perkeso is a Malaysian government department under the Ministry of Human Resources in Malaysia. So our responsible is for managing and enforcing the Employees Social Security Act of 1969 and also its regulation from 1971. So our social security protection policy is all basically based on shared responsibility, where we pooling our resources to manage the risks and also the replacement of income. So this policy, in line with the international standards set by the International Labour Organization (ILO) since 1952. So we also provide, as you can see in the slides, various benefits such as medical care, funeral expenses, disability payment, pension for dependents, and also job seeking allowance. And especially the Return to Work program, where we established in 2007, so represent a significant changes in achievement in how we deliver the benefits, focusing on effective disability case management to make sure our clients have a quick recovery and also reintegration into the workplace. All right. So basically, it's all introduction about the Perkeso first. And besides that, our organization also offers job matching and brokerage services to help our employees and employers with the My Future Job platform, which national platform for employment in Malaysia. So basically, in connecting the job seekers and employers to have job matching based on their skilled individuals in this platform. And also our initiative like the Return to Work Coordinator program and also workplace support interventions are the key to creating the supportive work environment in Malaysia. So all these programs offer valuable trainings for employees who are recovering from injuries, dealing with disabilities, as well as for the employers to have a better understanding and knowledge about the disability management in Malaysia. So as you can see, we also have the job brokerage functions, like I said earlier in the slides. So it's a platform to help to match job seekers' skill and qualification with available job opportunities, covering not just into the formal sector, but also covering into informal sector, including the gig workers and also entrepreneurships. So all these initiatives, as you can see, we are outlined in the Malaysian budget every year. So basically, for your information, for 2024, basically we have 9 new initiatives introduced in the Malaysian budget just to focus in terms of Malaysian social security networks. Okay, so now we are moved to the introduction about the traffic light project. So basically, why we are using AI in our disability case management. So basically, why we are using the artificial intelligence in our operation. So yeah, basically we want to have faster disability case management, much faster, to have more efficient operation and also more accurate result in terms of prediction of the AI itself. So we use an AI method in our operations on nearly 46,000 training data records, and also we saw an improvement by using the training data records. So basically, in terms of recall and accuracy parts, so the AI is helping us to have better prediction in future. So this to enhance our program, Return to Work program, so allowing us to have a tailored or custom rehabilitation program and pathways in terms of our operations. So let's talk about the traffic light first. So basically, the concept is like our normal traffic light in the roads. So basically, green means we can walk, we can go, no dangerous thing there. And then yellow means we need to slow down a bit, so reassess situations. For the red colors, so basically we need to stop right? So basically, it's also implemented into our system and categorizations. So this system designs to help our case manager, our officer, in terms of how to prioritize our intervention first. So basically, this system also to make sure the case manager itself can handle a growing number of cases without compromising our quality interventions, and also making sure the right intervention is applied for each insured person or our clients. And also this system use color identification based on the severity of the cases, as you can see. The green, like I said earlier, for low severity cases, yellow for moderate severity cases, and the red colors represent the high severity cases which requiring intensive rehabilitation program in all Percasos panel and rehabilitation panel across the Malaysia. So after the intervention phase, I will explain it detail in the slides. So monitoring will be done by our case officers to ensure our insured person can return to work and stay employed in terms of labour market in Malaysia. So for those who also lost their job in Malaysia, so basically our case manager and our officers, we call it employment service officers, also provide a job consultation and job placement assistance in terms of to our clients to make sure they are stay employed in labour market in Malaysia. So by using the classic 5W1H, so basically what and why we are doing this, basically we want to streamline our disability case management operations, and the whole team of our officers is involved in this project, traffic light project. So basically, our top managements, our local officers in all over the states, the employment services department, the medical and rehabilitation departments, and also our team at the employment insurance system office in Malaysia. So we ran a pilot during November 2023. So now we have fully implemented across all over the offices and office in Malaysia starting January 2024. So basically, we got, as you can see in the slide, we got a 5 AI algorithm working behind the disability case management process. So basically, the first AI will identify the risk level which required to high or low priority. The second AI will recommend the treatments based on the fuzzy matching methods. And then the third AI will classify the cases into the colors. So basically, green for preventions, yellow for adaptations, and red for intensive rehabilitations. And also the fourth AI will suggest more accurate rehabilitation strategies based on the reconfirmation of diagnosis by our case managers. And also the fifth AI, this is the last part of AI in terms of our operation, which optimize the data entry and make the prediction more accurate in the future. So this is the process in our disability case management by using the AI. So as you can see, the traffic light system, as I said earlier, consists of 5 AI components. So the first AI, we start by pulling the data from our CCAP data. CCAP data is our Percaso database data. So our benefit claim, all the data will be parked under the CCAP data through a daily scheduler. And then the first AI will read and classify the cases based on different priorities, which will fall under low or high priorities. And the high priorities cases will be passed into the second AI. Okay, so the first AI just contribute in the early beginning of the projects, and the second, third, and fourth, and the fifth AI, after the confirmation of the case managers, we start by the second AI, which analyze the diagnosis and data from the CCAP. So this AI will look into many variables such as ADL, DAS-21 scores, and also NRS scores to make sure this step will help us to understand better in terms of pain management, how the pain management impact on terms of our clients and insured person. So then the second AI also will give a scoring and match the keywords by using the ICD-11, International Classification of Disease, 11 versions, categories, and then we'll pass the score to the third AI, which will classify the cases by using traffic light colors like I mentioned earlier. So basically, it will go get the colors by green, yellow, or red. So basically green for preventions, yellow for adaptations, and also red for intensive rehabilitation. And then the cases will be grouped by the locality, so based on the local registration number during our office registration in the CCAP system by using a round robin mechanism. And also it will help our Ford AI basically to suggest more accurate rehabilitation strategies and pathways based on our occupational disability guidelines, ODGs, in Malaysia. So the case manager, but we give the flexibility to our officers also. So the case manager and officers can readjust these suggested rehabilitation pathways to create a customized return to work plans. So for each individual aspect, because every case is unique. So basically, we give the flexibility to our case manager to do readjustments. But the fifth AI will recollect all the data and make sure to refine the system to make a better prediction in the future. Okay, so basically the fifth AI more in terms of optimization and the maintenance into our system. So our goal is the system is to advance in terms of the disability case management, where we want to build occupational disability guideline for specific to Malaysia. So this will be serve as a key performance indicator to our country in terms of disability case management. All right. So in Perkeso, so basically we have take a holistic approach into a disability case management. We address not only to physical injuries, but also in terms of psychological needs, social environments, and technological support in terms of interventions. So basically the return to work system offer a comprehensive services, including the skill developments, vocational trainings, and also support for informal sectors. So as you can see from tele-rehabs, IoT, biopsychosocial assistive equipment. So we use all the available sources and tools to make sure our insured person get the treatment what they need. So basically, okay. So basically that's all from me. I will pass the floor to my colleague Nabila Ahmad to continue the next session. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, I will cover in terms of the methodology on how we actually decided to implement our full AI in our disability management in Perkeso. So we had done two research here before full implementations of AI, where we testing in terms of the validity and reliability of this AI. So as you can see here, our study design is more on the retrospective and prospective study, which is on the current situation now. We are still in the prospective study, which we are still trying to increase or improve the efficiency of our AI as Amrizat has presented before, which is our AI nowadays is along with the 0.7 recall efficiency. So we aims to improve that until 99.9% of efficiency, hopefully. And then in terms of the sampling populations, we take on the secondary data of the RTW program participation data starting from 2017 until 2023, which is on the current timing, we are still in the present, which is we are recollecting all of the secondary data in this year of the 9 months of full implementations of our AI to enhance the efficiency. And next, our sample size is comprises of 45 and 898,000 records that were identified based on the inclusion criteria that we had actually decided. So what is our inclusion criteria? Actually, we also just use only the quality type of data, because all of our secondary data is total up until 118,000, which is comprises from 2017 starting of RTW programs until now. So in research, we had just covered in terms of 33%. So this is the 33% of quality of data that actually becoming our training corpus data in terms of our AI implementation. And then as you can see here, from the flow of RTW case management, which is according to the traffic light system, we are collecting from the data, which is the main databases data from Perkeso, which is it's coming from the claim and benefit system. So directly, the data will go under first phases, which is on the first model, which is the priority phases, that categorizing it into the low priority and high priority cases, which is high priority will directly proceeding to the categorizing of the traffic light color, which is yellow, red, and green, whereas for the low priority, it will intervene with the employment services officer, which we directly, all of these data are apart from which insured persons that has risk of losing job or unemployed. That will be recollecting from all of their data from Perkeso database. And then when the high priority cases, they are categorizing it in 3 types of color of traffic light. They will directly going to the third model of traffic light, which is we are mapping this type of cases with the ICD-11 code, and we actually mapping it with the ODG, Occupational Disability Guideline, which specialize in terms of what return to work and rehabilitation intervention that are suitable for each type of diagnosis that the insured persons have. So, and then on the fourth model, which is on the rehab plan, our case manager will get the profiling report that comprises of our rehab pathways on how long it should be, the intervention should take place. As such, for instance, I give the insured persons maybe have hemorrhagic stroke, and then the rehab pathways may be suggested only 3 months for these type of patients to return to work. So it was actually a timeline phases that they can actually follow, and what type of specified intervention that they actually can do. And then fifth model is more on the maintenance, which is our AI number 5, which is more on the enhancing efficiency and to AI to relearn so that they will predict on the better outcome after this. Next. Okay, now I will present to you our results of ROC plot model score. As our AI, we are using the Python. Have you heard about the Python? Python is one of the statistical analysis type of software that actually we usually using that to develop our AI. So as you can see here from the plot here, all of the learning curve is actually at top left corner, indicating that this AI actually having the right and also the accurate efficiency. So it was actually this AI indicating that it has a very high accurate predictive analysis, which it actually can map within the diagnosis and the right or the correct rehab pathways or the interventions that are needed in the return to work cases. As you can see here also, our recall is 97.8%, that it's indicating right now that our efficiency is actually increasing, whereas for the accuracy is actually improving to 90%, and our ROC is actually presented in this curve, whereas for the specificity and sensitivity is actually presented in this curve at the top left corner, whereas for the true positive rate, which is where is it, an AI actually can predict the right diagnosis or not, is actually on the true positive rate, and also the F1 score is more on the AI number 5, which comprises of the maintenance AI. Now let's see on the percentage prediction based on the first priority categorization. As you can see here, in terms of our first priority categorization, it has high and low level. High and low level, whereas in terms of the high and low level 2, there is also wide, low and high cases. For those wide group here, it was actually, we actually categorizing it based on the indicated type of diagnosis that has a very poor percentage to recover, which is there, this type of insured persons maybe are bedridden and not motivated to work and has low progress to recover and return to work. So they will be on white cases here, and this, all of these cases will be referred to medical rehabilitations departments in Perkeso, where they will provide them with the assistive devices and also equipments. And then for all of the traffic light color, after they are going through the second phases, which is green comprises of the 77% from the all of the database from Perkeso, and yellow is 11.9%, whereas for the red is 10.9%. And we also had actually doing a multiple regression analysis on all of our 400 variables in our Perkeso databases. And what actually the final results of it, the 3 indicators that actually given the biggest impact on the categorization of the traffic light color is the ADL status, which is we are using the MBI assessment, modified Bartle index, and then psychological status, which is we assess in terms of the symptoms of anxiety, stress, and depression. And then for the pain status, we are using the NRS numerical rating scale. And it actually, with these 3 main variables here, it was actually given the accurate predictions in terms of the output of color of traffic light here. As you can see, our p-value is 0.00, which indicate a very significant results in these studies. So the conclusion here, which is our machine learning tool that is based on the predictive analysis here, established using a current and retrospective data, which could assist in predicting and determining return to work intervention and rehabilitation pathways in disability case management. And based on our finding, it has shown that this algorithm can be a valid and reliable tool to predict and accurately determine return to work management and pathways for each disability cases, as we had run some disability and reliability analysis, which we have got 0.7 and above. So it indicates it has a very good validity and also good reliability to being used in this type of algorithm and methodology in this AI. So paving the way forward in disability management, we have public employment services and DM practices, which is right now we implement of workplace disability management guideline for employers, and nowadays we actually starting to implement this workplace disability guideline in one of our government universities in Malaysia. And then we improve disability duration by reduction of the impact of disease or injury in secondary and tertiary phases. Like what I can tell all of you, after we implement this traffic light system, previously with the traditional of case management in return to work program, it takes around 6 months for hemorrhagic stroke to coming back to work. But then after implementing of the AI or traffic light module system, we are actually reduction of 50%, which is in 3 months the hemorrhagic stroke patients actually already successfully return to work. And then we also can strengthening policy measures, which is right now we are actually enhancing of disability management in universities, which is one of the government universities in Malaysia, employers and Southeast Asia, which is currently we are trying to set up of our disability management, which specialize in return to work program in Indonesia and Philippines. And then we want to enhancing the M capacity building through the education and certification, which is our CDMP and also CRTWC, and then establishment of Malaysian Occupational Disability Guideline, because as we know, with this AI that we implementing right now, our guideline is from ODG, which is more on the suitable in terms of the Europe populations. So right now we want to personalize it into the Malaysian populations so that it can be used for our case management in Malaysia with the Malaysian population perfectly matched with the rehab pathway details and intervention that should be used within the Malaysian facilities. And then National Disability Management for internal and also the external agencies. And right now we are also enhancing outcome of DM through the artificial intelligence and digitalization, which is more on the data-driven intervention. And currently we are doing in terms of the business process engineering in enhancing of our disability processes. Maybe one day our traffic light system will be one of the main databases system in Perkeso, and maybe in Malaysia that a lot of ministries in Malaysia also can adapt from our AIs. And then we also want to strengthen collaboration, which is strengthen collaboration between internal and external agencies in terms of prevention of disability or injury for early interventions. And lastly, we want to implement a comprehensive and integrated approach with ministries in terms of medical integration and awareness to key stakeholders. In way forward, maybe in Malaysia we can have some of the centralized national system like what Canada have right now, so that our Ministry of Health, Social Security organization are in one system only, centralized system. So that's all from me. Thank you.